On that happy note, let's go ahead and get started. So make sure that you're standing up nice and tall, right? Shoulders back and down. Abs are in tight, right? And let's just start side to side. Remember, go at your own pace. If you need to slow down or rest, rest. If you need to modify something that we're doing, go right ahead and do that. If you need to sit, sit, grab a drink if you need one. Good. So let's see if we can come forward for a step or two and go back for a step or two, and then forward for a step or two and back for a step or two. Good. Forward and back and forward and back. Good. Let's do it one more time. Forward and back. Good. And let's change the arms and then heel raises back. Try to get those heels up like you're going to kick yourself, but don't do that. Right? So abs are in tight. Good. 4, 3, 2, and different arms. So arms this way. Good. And let's bring the knees up too. Good. 4, 3, 2, just march. March. Good. March your feet out wide. March back in. March your feet out wide. March back in. March out wide. March back in. One more time. March out wide. And march back in. Good. We're going to alternate stepping forward and punching. Step and punch. 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 Remember, again, go at your own pace. Try to use the leg and the arm. So push and pull the arm. Push and pull the arm. Abs in tight. Good. Push and pull. Push and pull. Good. 4, 3, 2. Now tap your feet back, right? And uppercut, uppercut, uppercut. So it can be same arm and leg or opposite, doesn't matter. The important thing is that we're moving and we're using different muscles. Good. Four, 3, 2, and march again. Right, bring your arms up here. Right, see if you can make little circles forward. Little circles forward. Try to keep those arms up at about shoulder level. Right, and let's circle them back. Good, and circle forward again. Getting hard. And circle back. Good job. Lower your arms down. Big shoulder rolls back. Woo. Good work. Slow those feet down. Let's put a hand on the chair. Okay. And I'm starting with my right leg, but it doesn't matter. Just pick one leg and knee up and leg back. Knee up, leg back. knee up, leg back, knee up, leg back. So abs are in really tight. Hand is light on the chair. Knee up, leg back, up, leg back. Let's do 2 more. Good. Last one. Good work. Set that foot down. Shake out your legs a little bit. Breathe. All right. Abs in tight, shoulders back and down, and the other leg. Right, so up and back. And knee up and leg back. Up, leg back. Knee up, leg back. Remember, it's easier to balance on a bent knee than it is a straight one. So if your balance is a little off today, bend that knee that you're standing on. Good. And 2 more. And 1 more. Good job. Set it down. Shake out your legs a little bit. Grab a drink. All right. And a little balance work. So we're going to do the same one we did on Monday. Feet together, but only if your balance is really kind of off today. So try to push the balance a little bit, right? Otherwise, toes of one shoe fit into the arch of the other or heel toe. So in the second or the third position, you want to kind of push your hips forward a little bit. If you need a hand or a couple of fingers on the chair, so be it. Chest up, shoulders down, find that focal point. Put your hands wherever they need to be. Breathe. Slowly turn your head, look over your left shoulder. And try to hold here. Smile, think happy thoughts. Slowly bring your head center. And slowly turn and look over your right shoulder, or whichever one you weren't looking over before. Good. And slowly bring your head back center. Good. Step your feet apart. Shake out your legs a little bit. Good. Okay. And then we're going to switch. Obviously, if your feet were side by side, there's nothing to switch. But if they weren't, then switch. Remember, shift your weight forward. Push your hips forward a little bit. So you're putting a little bit of weight in that front leg. Up tall, abs are in tight. Try to find that focal point. Put your hands wherever they need to be. Try to keep your breaths nice and long and slowly turn and look over your right shoulder. Nice and slowly. Think up tall. Good. Slowly turn your head and look in front. And then slowly turn and look over your left shoulder. Think about keeping that upper body nice and tall. Keep a little bit of weight in the front leg. Good. Head back center. Step your feet apart. Whew. Shake them out a little bit. Okay, so we're going to change it up a little bit. And instead of doing that again, we're going to pick one leg and we're going to stand on it for 30 seconds, ideally. Remember, it should be the leg that was in front last time. Okay, so up tall, abs and tight. 3, 2, 1. Pick your foot up. Remember, the foot doesn't have to be way up off the floor. It can be just a half an inch or an inch. Do what you can. Try not to lean. Try to stay up tall. Find that focal point. Right, abs are in as tight as you can get them. Good, and step that foot down. Good job. Shake out your legs. Remember, if balancing were easy, we wouldn't have to practice. So this is why we do practice. Okay, so other leg, stand up tall, pull those abs in tight, find your focal point. 3, 2, 1, pick it up. Make sure that you're staying up tall. Helpful if we have a mirror, but not strictly necessary. Breathe. Good. All right, set that foot down. Woohoo! All right, put a hand on the chair, pick a leg, swing it forward and back. And then switch legs. Okay, so we're going to change things up a little bit today. So I want you to get your lightest weights. Because trust me, unfortunately, they won't feel light for very long. All right, so we're going to stand like this with the elbows bent at 90 degrees. And we want to try to keep that bend in your elbows. And if you want to try this first without any weights, we're going to push the arms up, pull them back, push them up, pull them back, push them up, pull them back. So when you bring your arms up, try not to bend more and hit yourself in the head. Please don't do that. Up, down, right? Up, down. Good. Up, down, up, down. Good. 3, 2, last one. Woo, good work. Lower your arms down. Those get hard at the end. Roll your shoulders forward. Roll them back. Okay. Now, if you have any low back issues with this one, don't go super low, right? And if this really bothers your back, sit it out. Okay, so you're gonna step your feet wide apart. You're gonna have your palms facing the sides of your legs. You're gonna push your arms back behind you, like as far back as you can get them, right? And then push back, stand up. So we're doing this with light weights. Stand up. And if you can hold your arms back there, you'll feel why we do it with light weights. Right? Abs are in really tight. Woohoo! Feel this in your triceps. It feels great. Just keep saying that. Let's see if we can do 2 more. Try to really hold those arms back there. Good job, everyone. All right, set those weights down. Roll your shoulders forward. Roll them back. Who says we need heavy weights? Anyway, let's stretch out the triceps a little bit. So bring that arm up, grab your elbow, or push your arm back. All right, breathe. Remember, stretching is very important. Good. A few more seconds and then we'll switch. Okay, lower down. Roll your shoulders forward a time or two. Roll them back a time or two, right? And then the other arm up and over, and either push that elbow back or grab the elbow and gently pull it like you're pulling it behind your head. And breathe. Good, release. Again, loosen up your shoulders a little bit. Okay, now we are going to sit and stand, right? It's early in the workout, but that's okay. So if you want to do it with weights, that's great. Grab weights. You all know the drill. All right, so let's start standing, unless of course you're not standing, you're staying seated, in which case you'll sit, right? Feet are out nice and wide. Abs are in really tight. Make sure you know where your chair is behind you and sit lightly. So sit and stand. And remember, you can always modify it. If you're using weights and you get tired, then set the weights down. Or if the weights are up by your shoulders, try it with the weights down by your sides, right? And if you're sitting and you're using weights and your legs are getting really tired, then put the weights aside and do it without them. Remember, doing something is better than doing nothing. And remember, we do it because it's good for us as well as fun. Pull those abs in tight. Remember, when you're sitting and standing and you sit, don't let your feet come off the floor. Good. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Up and back down again. Good job. Set the weights aside. Sit back, pick a knee, bring it into your chest. Whew. So remember, if you hold below the knee in front, that stretches the front of the leg. And if you hold behind the knee, that stretches more behind it. If your breathing accelerated, and it probably did, at least a little bit, try to get your breathing back under control. Right? And let's switch legs. Good. So remember, even here, abdominal muscles are contracting. Good work, everyone. All right, go ahead and stand up. Right, and we're going to get one weight, and we want it to be heavy-ish, maybe medium. If you don't have medium, go light. Don't do this with your heaviest weight. We're going to bring it up to our chest, and we're going to push it forward like we're putting it on the shelf and bring it back. Push it forward, bring it back. Abs are in really tight, upper body's up nice and tall. Try to reach for that high shelf. Good job. Three more, you can do it. 3, 2, 1. Good work, everyone. All right, set that weight down. Ooh, roll your shoulders, loosen them up a little bit. Good work. Okay, so now we're going to grab our stretchy tube or band if you have one. If you don't have one and you want to use light weights, that's fine. Or you can use no weights. So we're going to shorten it up a little bit, right? And bring the arms out in front, hands touching. So a little bit lower than your shoulders, right? And go out and in, out and in. Remember, try not to lean back. Stay up tall. Try to get that band about the center of your chest or the middle of your chest when your arms go out. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Lower the arms down. Ooh, roll your shoulders forward. Roll them back. Okay, now bring it behind you. You know, many of these exercises are not terribly pleasant. However, we do them because we know they're good for us, right? So now I want to see if we can do a little bit of multitasking, right? So we're going to sit down a little bit, up and push forward, down, up and push forward. So make sure your feet are out nice and wide, right? And you're sitting your hips back. It doesn't have to be super low. Try to keep your chest up. Push forward. If this is too much, maybe just a little tiny one. Forward. Do try to keep going with the arm movement. Good. Abs and tight, of course. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Lower your arms down. Roll your shoulders back. Whew, those were super fun. All right, now we're going to step on it. Okay, and make an X. Switch handles, take your feet apart if you have handles. There's just switch the ends. But you want your feet to be far enough apart so that your hands are on the front of your legs and they barely reach the sides of your legs. All right, and then squeeze the shoulders back, pinch your shoulder blades, pinch. So up tall, abs are in really tight. Feel that squeeze between the shoulder blades. Squeeze. Try not to make it too big a movement, right? And the arms have nothing to do with this. If we didn't need our hands to hold on, the arms would be not necessary. Right? Abs are in really tight. Feel that big pinch, relax. Big pinch, relax. Big pinch, relax. Big pinch, relax. Abs are in tight. Try to remember periodically to check them. Sometimes it's hard to remember everything. How about 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Woo. Loosen up a little bit. So relax your shoulders a little bit. And then I'm going to undo my X. I'm going to shorten it up, right? Bring my feet closer together. And then we're going to alternate right and then left. So right, center, left, center. Right, center, left. Abs in really tight. Remember, if you have any kind of spine or vertebrae issues, make it small. Make sure that you can feel it in the sides of your waist and really try to pull those abs in tight. Good job. Try to keep going. 4, 3, you can do it. 2, last one. Good job. Woo. All right. We're going to keep it short, right? But take the feet wider apart. If you prefer to stand in front of your chair for this one, absolutely do, right? Feet are at least hip distance apart, maybe a little bit wider. Glue your hands to the sides of your legs. Push back into your heels. Bring your chest forward. Stand up. Push back into your hips. Abs are in tight. Remember, we inhale on the way back up. And when we're forward, we're looking down at the floor, not out in front of us. Right? And try not to let your hands move. Really push back into your heels. Feel it in the backs of your legs. Abs in super tight. Three more, please and thank you. Push back and up. Push back, lift up. Push back. Whoops, one more. Sorry, that might have been 4. I apologize. Okay, bring your feet back in. Woo, hold on to those handles. All right, I'm gonna redo the X, only because I don't want the tube coming off my shoes. I'm gonna bring my hands up to the outsides of my hips, right? So even if you don't have a stretchy tube or band, if you're just using your arms or light weights, put them right here, right? And then we're gonna step out and in with the right foot twice, then out and in with the left foot. So out, in, and you might notice my steps are not very big, and they shouldn't be, right? But try to keep your shoulders over your hips so you're not leaning to the opposite side when you step out. And that takes a lot of abs. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, and try to really push that leg over. Out, in, out, in, out, in. Remember, if you start to really feel it in the sides of your hips and your legs are getting tired, you can extend your arms a little bit, decrease the resistance a little so you can keep going. Let's do each leg 2 more times. So right leg out and in twice. Left leg out and in twice. Last time each side. Left, left. Oh, good job, everyone. Come off the tuber band. If you have one, set it aside. Right, put a hand on your chair. I'm starting with my left leg. Start with whichever one you want. Around in front, around behind. Around in front, around behind. And notice I'm trying to let this left leg just relax and kind of swing out around so I can loosen up those muscles. Good. Good. So let's go ahead and switch sides. And here we go. Around in front, around behind. Around in front, around behind. Around in front, around behind. Thanks, Judy. Thank you. Good. Let's just do one more. Okay. Back and forward. Good job. I'm going to grab a drink. Okay. And then I want you to see, now I'm going to give you a couple of options for this next one. You can use your chair in front of you. You're going to step your feet wide apart, right? And we're going to try to go side to side. So it should look like this. So I'm bending one knee, straightening the other, like this. The knees don't always want to bend, but it is their job. So if you feel like you need a little support for your back or you need some help with your balance, use your chair, or, well, it's hard to put a hand on the wall, but you could try that. But otherwise, ideally, we want the legs to be further apart than hip distance, right? And then abs and tight. So we're going to bend the left knee, straighten the right, and then switch. And side to side and side. So we're not worried about going way down toward the floor, just side to side. And you should feel a little bit in the inner thigh or the groin. Try to keep your upper body up tall, side to side. And it doesn't have to be as fast as I was doing it either. But do try to get some movement in there. I know the knees get a little grouchy. They don't always like it, but the knees need to move. So if your knees are a little fussy, think about pushing back into your heels and pushing your hips out behind you. And that takes the weight off your knees. So try each side 2 more times. Good. And then stand up. Excellent. Good. So it's always good to just kind of keep those muscles loose and maybe throw them a little surprise every now and then. So let's get our weights and we're going to do some biceps curls. We're going to do them this way. Okay, so the palms are going to face the sides of your legs, right? And the elbows are still under your shoulders, but you're going to curl this way. This way. Abs in really tight. Keep that upper body nice and tall. Good. Feel those biceps working. Try not to grip too tightly. We have 4 more. Do what you can. Shoulders back. One more time. Good work, everyone. Set those weights down. Shake out your arms a little bit. Good job. All right. Good. We are going to come back behind the chair, right, like this. So you want to stand up nice and tall. We're going to take 1 foot back and squeeze. Squeeze. Abs in tight. Squeeze. Squeeze. Remember, the foot does not necessarily have to come off the floor as long as you feel that squeeze here. Squeeze. 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 Try to really squeeze it. Squeeze. 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 2 more. Squeeze. And squeeze. Good job. Step that foot down. Shake out your legs a little bit. Right? And we're going to switch and do the other side. Right? Up tall. Abs in tight. Pinch. Hands light on the chair back. Try not to lean forward. Try to keep your torso up tall. Really feel the glutes, the muscles in your toes squeezing. Woohoo! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good work. Step a little bit away from the chair. Abs in tight. Push your hips back. Breathe. Try to really push your hips out behind you and feel that stretch. I don't know about you, but I do. Shoulders are back. Good. And abs are in tight and inhale back up. Good. We're going to step back behind the chair. We're going to take the foot back. And this time, we're going to bend it, straighten it, bend it. Again, try to stay up tall. Fingers, hands as light on the chair back as you can make them. So I'm moving my right leg and I'm trying to keep my right knee behind my left knee. Feel it back here. Remember, if either leg starts to cramp, stop immediately. Try to shake out that cramp. 3, 2, abs in tight. Last one. Good job. Ooh, shake them out. All right. We're going to switch legs. Take the other leg back. So this is my left leg. And I'm going to raise my heel, lower it. And I'm keeping that left knee back behind the right knee, at least a little bit. Or the leg comes no further forward than the right leg is. Right, abs are in tight. We can do it. 4, 3, 2, last one. Good job, everyone. All right, turn this way. Pick a leg, swing it forward and back just a few times. We're going to loosen up those muscles. Right, and then switch. Good. And then let's come back behind the chair again and push back. Now, if you have a pretty sturdy chair and your balance is pretty good and you want to deepen the stretch, you can do that by picking your toes up off the floor. And then you feel it much more down the backs of your legs. Try not to hold your breath. Good job. Abs in tight. Inhale, slowly come back up. Good work, everyone. Okay, we're going to take one of the heavier weights, and I'm holding it in my left hand. I'm putting my right hand on my chair. No, sorry. I'm holding it in my right hand, and my left hand is on the chair. Okay, so right hand has the weight. Left foot forward, right foot back. I'm bringing my chest forward a little bit and letting my arm drop straight down from the shoulder. Abs are in tight. Hand is on the chair to help to support my low back. And I'm going to squeeze up, not quite all the way down. Up, up, part way down. Up, part way down. So if it's not comfortable to put your hand on the chair, you can put your hand on the leg in front. Right, abs are in really tight. And squeeze and try to feel that right shoulder blade or whichever arm you're using, that shoulder blade squeezing. Feel it in that side of your back. Important to keep those back muscles strong. 2, 1. Good job. Stand up. Put the weight in your other hand or put it down and roll that shoulder forward and roll it back. All right, and then we're going to switch sides. So make sure that you put your right hand now either on the chair or on your leg. We really want to give that back some support. Bring your chest forward a little bit. Abs are in super tight. Left arm extends and then squeeze up. Squeeze up. So we don't let it go all the way down, because a lot of times if we let it go all the way down, then we end up letting that shoulder drop forward, right? And then that brings us out of neutral alignment. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Good. And abs are in really tight. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Abs in tight. Stand up. Let's set that weight down. Woo. Roll that shoulder forward. And roll it back. Whew. Good work, everyone. Okay, back to a light-ish weight. Right, pretty light, actually. I'm just pushing my chair out of the way. Okay, so now we're gonna go side and front. Right. So with the sides, we wanna keep those arms straight out from the shoulders, not out here in front of us, right? So straight out from the shoulders and out in front. And straight out from the shoulders and out in front. So you're allowed to bend your elbows a little bit. Straight out and front. Most people find out to the side to be more challenging than the front raises, but not everyone. Right? Make sure you're not using your back. We're using the shoulders. If the shoulders get tired, do it without the weights. Let's see if we can do 3 more. 3, 2, we can do it. Last one. Good job, everyone. Set those weights down. Ooh, big shoulder rolls forward. Big shoulder rolls back. I'm going to grab another drink. Okay. And guess what? We get to sit down. So we're going to grab a lightweight. Right, we're going to work our abs a little bit, and the arms are going to do a little bit, not too much. Okay, so we're going to hold the weight, and it doesn't matter if you hold it horizontally or vertically. Right, sit up really tall out at the front edge of the chair, lean back a little bit, and see if you can go side to side, like you're paddling a canoe, which I know everyone does pretty regularly. Right? Make sure that you don't let either side of your tush come off the chair. Side, side, side to side, side. Take your time too. Keep those abs in tight. To side, side to side, side to side. Good. Let's see if we can do each side one more time. Good job. Come back to the center. Set that weight down. Right. Sit up nice and tall. Let's bring the right hand up to the ceiling. So left hand can be on the chair or on your lap, wherever. Right. And let's flex over to the left. Don't let the right side of your tush or your right hip lift up. Right. So I'm kind of pushing my right hip down and reaching up and over with my right arm. Then I'm really stretching my right side. I'm keeping that arm back by the side of my head and not letting it drop in front of my face. Good. And release up. And let's up tall, abs in tight. Reach that left arm up. Put the right hand wherever it's more comfortable. Flex over to the right. Keep that left hip down on the chair. And remember, just because we have two sides doesn't mean they're equally flexible. So it doesn't matter if this side feels the same as the other side. Just check your form. Make sure that arm's not in front of your face, and think really reach and lengthen that side. Good. And release. Whew. Okay, so a little twisting. Just again, loosen up the midsection. And then we're going to take that same weight. And you can do this one sitting or standing. And there's not too much more other than stretching after this, right? So we haven't done this one for a while either. So we're going to go down, up, overhead, right? Down. Try to use a weight if you can, right? And seated, it's just here, up, overhead, okay? Down. So make sure if you're standing, when you go down, you're bending your knees and you're bending at the hip, right? Not just bending at the hip, right? So it looks like this and not this. Down, up, overhead, right? And go at whatever pace works for you. But if you can do this super fast, you probably need a heavier weight. I haven't said that for a while. Let's do 3 more, right? Abs in tight. Everybody looks like they're having a great time. Last time. Good work, everyone. Set the weight down. Whew. I'm going to turn my chair. Okay, I'm sitting down at the front edge of the chair, and I only turn my chair so you can see me, right? So abs in tight, shoulders are over my hips, and they're going to stay there, and I'm pushing back, sitting up, pushing back, sitting up, pushing back. If it's more comfortable for you to hold on to the chair, that's fine. But remember, don't let the shoulders drop back behind you. Pull those abs in really tight. And don't go back so far that your feet come off the floor. One more time. Good job. Sit up tall. Reach your arms up to the ceiling. Good job. And lower your arms back down. Okay. Now, we're going to stay out at the front edge of the chair and take your left heel out in front of you. Try to really push the left heel forward and pull your toes up toward the ceiling and feel that stretch in your calf. And then you're going to rest your hands on your thighs or on the side of the chair and see if you can lean forward a little bit. Tuck your chin down so you're looking out over the top of your shoe and not straight out in front of you. Pull your shoulders back. And as we come forward, you should feel that stretch starting in the low back and going down the back of your leg. Do try to keep the knee straight and do try to pull your toes up toward the ceiling. Good job. Abdominal muscles in tight, sit up. And we're going to switch legs, right? Push that right heel out in front of you, straighten your right knee, sit up tall, and then come forward, chin down, looking out over the top of your shoe. Breathe. Remember, if we're trying this stretch and it doesn't work for you, we have tons of other stretches that we can do. And abs in tight and sit up tall. Make sure that you breathe as you sit up so you don't get lightheaded or dizzy, right? And again, left leg. So we're sitting out at the front edge of the chair, left ankle over the right knee. If you need to, extend the right leg. If you need to, ankle below the knee, right? And hands just above the knee and gently push down. And try to sit up tall. Don't lean back if you can help it. Sometimes those muscles are so tight that we are forced to lean back a little bit, but ideally we really don't want to. And breathe. Good. Now hands on the outside of that left knee, and we're going to push it over to the right and bring it up in towards your chest. Smile. Think happy thoughts. Good job. And release. Put that left foot down. Breathe. And you guessed it, right leg. Ankle over knee. Extend the left leg if you need to. Ankle below the knee if you need to. Hands just above the knee and gently press down. Sitting up as tall as you can. Try not to lean back. And if you can, try to flex your left foot, your right foot, sorry. Toes up toward your shin. And smile. Just a few more seconds. All right, hands on the outside of that knee, and we're gonna pull that knee over to the left and up in toward our chest. And again, try not to lean back if you can help it. Breathe. Good work, and release. And we're gonna stand up unless you think I forgot about it. Grab your cane or your stick or your broom handle, whatever you have, right? And hold it with your hands out wider than your legs, right? And we're gonna reach the arms up overhead and back down. Bring them up as high as they'll go and try to keep them straight, right? If they want to bend, take them out a little bit wider. Up, down, up. Try to tuck your chin down a little bit and keep it there. That doesn't mean it should be forward, right? So we're pushing it toward the back of the neck a little bit and keeping it down. Let's do this a couple more times. Feel that stretch right where your arms meet your torso. Last one. Good work. Set it down. Whew. And let's roll those shoulders back a time or two. Now, stand up tall. Try to tuck your chin down just a little bit so your head is nice and level. And let's just turn the head side to side. Loosen up the neck muscles. Shoulders are back. And this one, we want to be a little bit faster because we're not exactly stretching them. We're loosening them so they just aren't so tight. Good. Let's do each side one more time. Good. And then center and relax. And we are all done, everyone. As always, thanks so much for joining me today. I appreciate you.